All right, here we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Ooh, let me turn some lights on here. A little bright for a second. There we go. Now we're adjusted. Hey guys, how's it going? What is today? Tuesday? Happy Tuesday night. Hope you guys are having a good week. As you can tell, mine's a little bit busy, a little uh, out of it tonight, but that's all right. Here we are. Had the parents over to watch the little kids for a little bit. It's always fun to have family over, even though it always throws them off their groove, off their routine, and finally got them into bed. And I wanted to go live to cover two quick things with you guys tonight. First is the portfolio. Finally getting back. I had a bit of a drawdown for a couple days, about a week or so, and I was nervous that I was missing something. But I'll talk through that real briefly. And I also wanted to not come across too salesy or anything, but tell you guys about a promotion that's going on for a limited time that if you're new to options trading like I am, you definitely need to take advantage of this. And the reason for that we'll get into in the slides. But if you've ever learned a foreign language, there's two ways you can learn about it, right? You can learn by reading in a book and doing these little exercises and translating sentences, and that might work to get you through Spanish 101 or into high school Spanish. But if you really want to become fluent and if you really want to excel in it for a lifetime, which is what we all want to do with options trading, you need to immerse yourself in that culture. You need to immerse yourself in that language, and you will pick up things that you would never pick up just from studying information that you'd find in a book. And I think of this offer as the same way. So let's go ahead and dive into the material tonight, and we will get into the offer in a second. So as you can see here, I had a good day. I've had a good day from Monday to Tuesday. As we go from my high point of right around 7.5% up, I went down to about 10,350 or so. So I gave back a lot of my gains over the course of about a week or so. And then today, everything was right with the world, and we'll look at very quickly my portfolio. But really what happened is we had a good move in the markets, and volatility came down. When volatility comes down, me holding a lot of short premium positions in my portfolio, I stood to benefit from that. The funny thing about all this, and we'll go ahead and hop into the portfolio real briefly. I want to keep these lives a little shorter, so we're going to go kind of quick here. The funny thing about the day was when I first started the day, I had negative deltas in my portfolio. I was already, and this is obviously after the move today, but I was already short in my portfolio. And as you guys can see, well, you can't really see from here, but the S&P had a very positive day. If we open up S&P, go to the quote view, we can show you the one-day move here. S&P opened down, but then continued to rally throughout the day. Even with being directionally wrong, because I was so short Vega, short volatility, I profited from that decrease in volatility, and my positions became more positive throughout the day. Well, thank you, Susie from Start a Mom Blog. If you like the hair, I'll keep it growing. That's great. That's great. So what else? So you can see here my net liquidation value is 10,564, and buying power is right around that 50% mark. As far as activity, something that I've been watching a lot on Tasty Trade and doing my own research as well, and I'm definitely getting much more excited to start putting on undefined risk trades. And as a beginning options trader, that sounds like it's suicide, right? But I'll link a couple of videos, research studies that you can look at from Tasty Trade in the description below. But really, when you go into an undefined risk trade, you're not taking on unlimited risk. A stock is not going to go to $1 million per share, and they're definitely not going to do it in the 30 to 40 days you're in that trade. But what it affords you, even though the return on capital, you can stand to make on a credit spread, for example, like a $3 wide credit spread, you can make $100 and risk $200, a 1 to 2. You're not going to get that type of return on capital with an undefined risk trade, but what you get in return for that is you get much more flexibility when it comes to managing positions. You can roll for duration for a credit almost every single time. I know these are a lot of concepts that as beginning traders you guys might not know what I'm talking about, and we'll get into that in a future live stream when I get a bit more back to the basics and start talking about managing your trades. But to suffice it to say, I wanted to go ahead and start putting one or two undefined risk trades on in my portfolio whenever I could, and not just for the benefits of being able to manage it, just to be able to get my mind wrapped around how that trade works over time, how the increased theta value shows itself day over day in a quicker deterioration of the contract value, and how also when I see those short strikes being tested, how do I want to adjust my position. So that being said, I'm keeping myself to very low price securities for my initial sets of strangles that I'm putting on. I put one on in GDXJ, which is about a $35 stock price. If I click on this, you can see it's currently at 35. You can't see. Let me hide myself from you. You can see that it's currently at 35.84, and I put one on an XRT as well at $41. So with those stock prices, I'm around $500 to $700 in margin required to do that. So it's still within what I consider a small enough trade for a $10,000 account. But you definitely don't want to start trading SPY in undefined risk, because now you're talking $4,000 of margin for a single contract, and that's just not where I want to be. But as I grow in my skill and as I get better and more confident, I definitely do intend on putting on more undefined risk trades to give myself all those benefits that are there. So what are we talking about tonight? We're going to talk about a free lunch, and there's just a couple of bullet points here. I'll put myself up here as well. So I'm going to tell you about something that's free. It's going to sound kind of whatever. I'll walk you through exactly what it is and what it is not, more importantly. So there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? So what is this here? Tastyworks is putting on a promotion until the end of April. If you sign up for an account and fund it with the minimum, I think it's $2,000, $2,500 to open up a margin account. If you open that account up, get approved, and get rocking and rolling by the end of the month, you will be eligible to get 2 years of the Bob the Trader application. And what that is it lets you basically have watch over the shoulders of Tom and Tony as they're doing their trades each and every day, and you can see the trades they're making, the underlyings that they're trading, the time of day, the type of strategy they're using, and sometimes they'll also add comments in to those trades. And I'll show you very briefly what kind of scrolling through what it looks like. And they're busy every single day. They're very busy. So what it is it's a way to peer into the thought process of some 30-year veterans of the options trading world. What it is not, though, it's not necessarily financial advice for you to say, this is the trade you should make right now with your portfolio. This is their portfolio. They're dealing with, I would assume, $1 million plus portfolios that they're trading. They have different risk tolerances than you or I may have, and they might have different philosophies, different assumptions of where that stock is going to go than you or I may have. So like the analogy I brought on in the beginning of the trade, think of it like going to Europe for a month in order to learn French. You're not going to learn that any better place than by spending a semester or two abroad in the south of France, just listening to the conversations that are being had on the street corners. I'm getting a thumbs up of approval because I think my wife wants to go to south of France for a few months as well. Sorry, we've got 2 kids and one on the way, so we're going to stay stateside for a little while. So let's go ahead and let me show you first what it is, and then I can show you how easy it is to set it up once you get going. Can we not be eating cookies? All right. All right, so what it is, I'm going to pop back into my trading platform here, and I'll get myself off the screen to give you guys more real estate. So if you click on the follow page, what it's going to look like once you're all set up is you will always have access. If you have a Tasty Trade or a Tastyworks account, you'll always have access to be able to see most of the team. So you've got Nick, Batista, you've got Ben, you've got folks from the research team. And as you go through these spots, let me go ahead and blow this up a little bit, 125%. You'll be able to see the trades that are being made. Let's show an opening trade with some comments here. So for example, we're at the 28th of March right now, so here's a trade that Ben placed on March 27th, yesterday, and it shows that he sold an option. It shows the strike price, the days till expiration, what expiration he sold it in. It also puts his comments here, so why he's making that trade and everything else. So you can decide if it lines up with what you think is right, then you can go ahead and click this trade button right here. and it will automatically populate all the information you need. Where you could, I don't recommend it, but you could go ahead and hit review and send immediately and ship that order. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that when this video is over, but you could go ahead and do that. So what you get with the Bob subscription is you get access to these guys. So it shows, for Tom, and I'll scroll through this quickly because obviously these are trades that have been made in the past, and you don't want to use old data. But every single trade that he makes throughout the day gets published to this platform. And Tony, over here as well, he does the same exact thing, but he's going to make adjustments to those trades and those triggers to make them IRA eligible. So all these trades can be used in an IRA account. So extremely, extremely cool. It's one where you can set it up to alert your phone when you get notifications, or you can just pop in and see what's going on. I like to just pop in throughout the day and get trade ideas. If I know that I need to find some bullish positions, I'll look around and just see what the guys are trading, and not taking their that trade as a trade I need to do, but maybe it's an underlying that has an interesting opportunity in it. Another thing I'll show you as we're here is if you see a stock that you're not familiar with and you haven't traded much before. Most of these are pretty common, but let's just say XOP, you want to be able to trade that one in the future. You can go and click on the grid button here, and you can add it to your own watch list if you have one set up in the platform. So that is what the offer is. Now, how you can capitalize on it, if you sign up, and I would ask you guys if you would like to, I have a link in the description where you can sign up, and if you do, I'll get a little pat on the back because of referring you guys into the platform. So click on that link, create your Tastyworks account. Once you have your account set up, you can click the sign in button and just use your sign in information. And if you sign in by the end of April, under the My Profile tab, you'll see this promotions section here. So you got your promotions. Once you click that, yours might look slightly different if you haven't already set it up, but what you're going to see is something for Bob the Trader where you can generate a special code. And they do this because Tastyworks and Tasty Trade are not the same company, so they can't it's not just a one-click button. They kind of have to redirect you around. So you click Send My Code to Tasty Trade. When you click that button, it'll open up a Tasty Trade window, and you also need to have a Tasty Trade account, but that's free. You just set it up, and then it will automatically take you to the redeem page. Don't worry about this code. I've already used mine, so you can't use it. It's going to show as expired. But once you have your own unique code, you can click Redeem Subscription, and I won't do that now because it's already set up. But once you do that, your accounts between Tastyworks and Tasty Trade will be linked up. And so the last step you will need to do, and I know I'm going through quickly, but you can watch it again after the fact once you click using my link. And once you're done, you can go into the web platform or the desktop platform. I'll show you the web platform here. And at the top left, you can click More and go to your settings. And then down here at the top, you'll see subscriptions. If you click on subscriptions, it will give you the opportunity to log into your Tasty Trade account to link up to Bob. Mine's already linked up, so there's nothing for me to do here, but yours would just show a username and password. Plug that information in, hit OK, and you are good to go. You'll have, as soon as you probably hit the refresh button, you'll be able to go back into your follow page, and these guys should pop up. So that's that. Didn't want to do too much more on this live here, as we can just quickly see my portfolio is still sitting a little bit negative right now, which I'm okay with. I'm leaning more towards having a bearish assumption on the market right now, but what you can see is that I do have an overall normal looking distribution where the S&P is sitting right around the midpoint of my portfolio. Got a lot of positions on, been taking a few positions off, taking some profits, and been having a good time with this. I'm definitely enjoying the intellectual exercise of options trading, but as I look at little positions like my problem child here in Target, definitely do wish that I had it as an undefined risk trade. I'd be able to roll it out easier and keep that credit rolling until I was right. But hey, we're learning and we're getting more experience as we go. And as this number continues to grow, I'll be funding the account more and more and keep you guys along the way for the journey. So that's it for tonight. Hope you guys have a good night, and see you guys in the next video.